It was one of those nights where silence felt heavy, almost alive. The kind of silence that presses against your eardrums and makes you feel like something is listening back. The first story came from a man named Kyle, who had been working the late shift at a small-town gas station just off the interstate. The place was practically abandoned after 10 p.m., save for the occasional trucker or lost traveler. Kyle's routine was simple: stock shelves, clean the counter, and watch the security feed until sunrise. But on this particular night, something strange appeared on the cameras. Around 2:17 a.m., the outside camera showed a man standing motionless by pump number 3. He wasn't fueling up, just staring directly at the store's glass door. Kyle leaned closer to the monitor and noticed something unsettling. The man's face was completely blank. No features, no eyes, no mouth, just smooth skin where a face should have been. Thinking it was some kind of lighting glitch, Kyle switched to another camera angle, but the figure was gone. When he turned his head toward the window, he froze. The man was standing right outside, mere feet from the glass. The automatic doors should have opened, but they didn't. The figure tilted its head slowly, as if studying him, before walking backward into the dark. The next morning, Kyle reviewed the footage, but it had all been erased, replaced with static. He quit his job 2 days later and left town. The second story comes from a young woman named Rachel, who worked as a night nurse in a rural hospital. Her job often required her to walk through the dimly lit corridors of the older wing, a part of the building that had been closed off after a fire decades ago. One night, she was told to check on a patient who had been moved temporarily to that wing because of a shortage of rooms. As she entered the dark hallway, her flashlight flickered. The air was unnaturally cold. When she reached room 209, the bed was empty, but the monitor showed normal vitals. Rachel's confusion turned to dread when she heard breathing behind her. She turned, nothing. The breathing continued, closer now. The door suddenly slammed shut and all the lights went out. In total darkness, Rachel heard the unmistakable sound of someone whispering her name. She screamed and the door burst open as other nurses rushed in. The room was empty again. The patient she was looking for had died 3 hours before. But the most disturbing part? The camera outside room 209 showed Rachel entering and talking to someone invisible for over 10 minutes before collapsing in fear. She never returned to that hospital again. The third story takes place in an apartment building in downtown Chicago. A man named Eric had just moved into his new place, a decent deal for the size and location. But almost immediately, strange things began happening. He'd wake up in the middle of the night to faint tapping on his bedroom wall. Sometimes it was